to scale the previous record high. We seem to have done that for the moment, holding comfortably above that 10,150 mark. On the index, on the levels to watch out for, what should we be watching out for next? It is a new high, so clearly, where do you think we're headed next?
Hi, good afternoon to you and the viewers. See, the overall trend for market is definitely positive. The way index has moved today, also with a gap up opening, and it has sustained throughout the day almost till now. The entire gap has been sustained, which is suggesting that there is more steam left, and it's prudent to use buy on dips as the strategy from here on. And on upside, I think we might be headed towards the zone of 10,250 to 10,300 is a very important zone. That's a GAN projection level. So 10,250 to 10,300 is where one can expect some profit booking to happen. And on the downside, very important support is at 10,000, which is the psychological mark, followed by 10,050 odd level. So 10,050 to 10,000 is the support level, and on upside 10,250 is what we can expect at minimum that Nifty should touch. At the same time, one should use buy on dips as the strategy so that the risk reward becomes favorable.
Absolutely. Buy on dips to make your risk reward favorable, but really that dip doesn't seem to be coming, Ashish. It's more of consolidation moving up. But let's talk about sectors. Let's talk about some of the individual movers and shakers now. Auto stocks, clearly the flavor of the day today. Tata Motors, the DVR and the stock, as well as an Eicher Motors, even a Bajaj Auto seeing very strong gains right now. On the charts, how do they look to you?
See, the overall, I completely agree that auto has been the flavor, and if you look at it, auto has been the flavor not just now, it has been the flavor for quite some time. If you look at Maruti, for example, that stock has continued to drift drastically on the upside. Even Bajaj Auto in today's session has given a very strong momentum on the upside. So I think in Bajaj Auto, one can initiate the long positions, keeping a stop loss of around 3040, which is a very important support level, and then expecting a target of somewhere around in the zone of 3300 odd levels. So Bajaj Auto is one of the top picks. Tata Motors has been an underperformer for some time. If you look at how Tata Motors has performed over the past 1 month, it has practically a 1 month or 3 months, it has given some negative returns. So I would be little cautious on Tata Motors. Nevertheless, over short term, there is a possibility this stock can also move higher towards the level of 420 to 425. So long positions can be initiated, but keep a very strict stop loss of around 390 odd levels on Tata Motors, expecting 425 as the probable target.
Expect 425 as the probable target on Tata Motors, but may not give you as good returns as possibly some of the other names out there have done that. One other stock, Ashish, this is an HUL that I'm talking about. After a while, we're seeing this stock move up. It is at the day's high right now on an HUL. How do you see the charts over here?
HUL has been a very strong performer, and very important thing to note in over here is that this stock has continued to rally despite how the markets have been moving over past 1 month or 1.5 months. Even in the first week of August, there was a very severe sell-off that we saw in the overall broader space and the broader market. However, HUL has been acting like a very strong defensive stock even in August, and now as soon as the market is stabilized and touching new highs, HUL is one of the key contributor for markets to take higher. So I think the defensive can be the next outperformer going forward, because they are not that expensive compared to the other stocks, probably the other individual stocks. So HUL can be a very good bet. I think stop loss that has to be maintained is going to be around 1230 levels on the downside. As long as 1230 is maintained on the downside, we can expect HUL to cross about 1300 towards and move towards 1320 odd levels.
All right, Ashish, that's an HUL for you, can move beyond 1300 levels as well on that count. A whole host of other stocks also seeing smart gains right now. Pull up a Liberty Shoes, that's at the highs of the day.
Positive, and you rightly pointed out it cannot be ignored, because this is the space that one has to focus on, which is an outperforming sector as a whole. Whether you look at probably Tata Steel or you look at Vedanta, most of the metal stocks have continued to outperform strongly in the overall market. And Vedanta, I would say, has formed a very important low near the zone of 313, from where there has been a sharp recovery in today's session, which we are witnessing. And this has happened from an important 20 days moving average as well. So there is a possibility the overall trend remains definitely positive. one can even initiate long positions at the current level because this stock has bounced back from a very important support. Keep 310 as a very important stop loss on the downside, and we can then expect a target of 340 on the upside in this stock.
Right. So keep a stop loss at 310 and look for targets of 340 on a Vedanta. This is not going to disappoint you. Also, Ashish, let's talk about Nalco.